There is interior design advice out there that sounds sweet, it sounds supportive, and sounds like something your roommate or your mom would tell you to make you feel better. But would I say it to a friend? No, because honestly, it's the kind of advice that keeps your space stuck exactly where it is. If you don't know, my name is Cooper, and of course today I'm going to be breaking down the design advice that people aren't telling you the truth about. They're lying to your face, they're performing niceties, and they're not giving you their honest feedback. So I will instead. Okay, so you know that friend who walks into your apartment and just goes, OMG, it just looks so good in here. But maybe just like add a plant. That person actually probably doesn't like your apartment at all, and they're just saying that because they don't want to hurt your feelings. Here's the truth. At the end of the day, if a room genuinely looks good, adding a plant is not going to fix anything. People say this when they know something is off, but they don't necessarily have the language for it. And in saying that, I'm not insinuating that plants can't add something to the space, because they definitely can, but they shouldn't be fixing anything in the room. But plants do a lot of things. They soften corners, they add life, they bring texture, but they can't fix a weird furniture layout, unbalanced scale, lighting that's making your space look like a dentist office, or a room that has a personality of a receipt. Here's what I would actually tell that friend instead. Hey, so this layout that you have right now isn't doing you any favors, so let's try and rethink what actually is anchoring the room in here. Because your friends don't need more plants. They just need a little bit of honesty in their life. So how do you know if your space is using plants as a crutch? So I would say that the number one way to kind of test this is to remove all of the plants from your space. If it still feels cohesive and it still feels like a space you want to be in, you're all good. But if the space is suddenly thrown off and feels really barren and blank, that means that you're probably using plants as a crutch. And you might be saying, Cooper, you're just talking all of this crap, but then you're not going to actually tell us how to fix it. Well, I am. So don't jump to conclusions. I would say that usually the most common error when it comes to anchoring the room usually has to do with the rug. If you don't have a rug in your space, it tends to make things feel a little bit less anchored and just a little bit more kind of floaty. You don't need to have a rug in your space for it to look good. But if you are going to have one, make sure it is a big enough rug and make sure it's made of a material that's actually going to enhance the space. I do not want to see any of these 5x7 rugs. I know y'all out there with your 5x7 rugs, you don't want to commit to a larger rug than that, and so you buy this cheapo, super thin 5x7 rug that floats in the middle of your living room. That is going to throw off your space. Rugs are extremely important, and they are vital to making your space feel grounded and earthy and really lovely to be in. They set the stage for the furniture to sit on. This next section might get me in a little bit of trouble, but please be nice. And before you jump to making hate comments, just, hear me out here. I don't have bad intentions. So this is something that I say quite a lot, so it's a little bit controversial for me to be talking about, but the advice, if you love it, that's all that matters, can sometimes be awful. For somebody who's trying to get advice on their space and make it feel better and more enhanced, if you love it, that's all that matters, isn't really doing you a lot. And I say this to people who might have a different preference than me or really want to keep something in their home. That's totally fine, and I'm not saying that. In this context, I am talking about this statement in relation to people who want to receive advice. Because if your sofa is eating up your living room like a giant marshmallow monster, love is not going to magically give you some extra square footage in that space. It's just not. This is the advice that people give when they're scared to say, hey, you spent all this money on something that doesn't work for your space, and that sucks, but we can fix it. So this is what I would tell one of you guys, my lovely friends, if you came to me about this. You can love something and simultaneously admit that it's throwing the entire room off. Both things can be true, so you can either style around it or replace it slowly. Love your furniture? Absolutely. But don't let your space suffer in silence because people are lying to your face. Okay, moving on from that, I really don't like it when people say, oh, well, you just need more decor. Because no, you do not need just one more vase, you do not need a cute tray, and you certainly do not need some little things to warm it up. What you need is a point of view. People like to say that because it's easy, but the truth is most rooms aren't bad because they're empty. They're bad because they're a little bit confused. This is an exercise that I do with my clients quite a bit if they're feeling a little bit confused about their space. I say to them, before you go out and buy anything, tell me in one sentence what you want this room to feel like. Because if you can't answer that question, nothing you buy will work for you in the end of the day. And I'm not saying that you need to say like a particular style or something like that, but a feeling that you want to have in the room. Do you want to feel relaxed in this room? Do you want to feel energized in this room? You know, what exactly is the goal and the end emotion that you want to get out of being in this room? Because that is essential to good design. You want rooms to evoke emotions. You don't need to have it all figured out, but you at least need to be able to answer that question. This next one is used by interior decorators and designers alike. And I am not one of those decorators, because just pick a color and go with it is probably the worst design advice you can get. This is the kind of advice people give when they're afraid of color themselves. Just pick a color. Like, okay, Bethany, pick what color? Based on what? Like the void? Here's why this advice is awful. It skips the part where the color actually comes from. Your lighting, your materials, your architecture, your emotional tolerance for saturation, what you wear every day, and the energy you want the room to have at 8 p.m. Here's what I would tell you guys. Show me 3 photos of a space that makes you feel safe, energized, or inspired. And I can tell you that the color is already in one of those photos. Color is not just a random guess. Like we were talking about before, it's an emotional profile. And honestly, you guys, when it comes to color, I cannot stress this enough. The biggest risks make the best design. That is just it, plain and simple. You don't get anything interesting or unique or groundbreaking out of doing the same thing over and over again. You get it out of taking risks and exploring new styles and colorways. I wanted to take a quick break to talk about the sponsor of today's video, which is COOHOM 3D interior design software. COOHOM has seriously been a game changer when it comes to my own business and my own personal space. It's allowed clients and myself likewise to create spaces that truly reflect them. It's an all-in-one platform with 2D and 3D design abilities to produce beautiful renderings in a matter of seconds. It allows my clients to see the full visual concept of their space, including layouts, color palettes, furniture choices, and a truly put together design concept. And no, it's not hard to use. All you have to do is browse their library of thousands and thousands of different furniture pieces and structural components and drag and drop them into the space. COOHOM is a product that I truly believe in, and no, it's not just for professional designers and decorators. You can be an average person who's just trying to design your home and still use it. It only takes about a day or two to learn how to use. It takes all the guesswork out of design choices and allows you to make the most informed decisions possible. And I have a special little deal for you guys, because if you use code COOPERPLANTS, you will get 73% off of your subscription. If you're interested in knowing a little bit more information about COOHOM, you can go ahead and check the description of this video. I'll have it all laid out for you guys down there. Thank you so much to COOHOM for supporting today's video. This is something that boils my blood, because if you're telling me to fix it later, I know you're fake. This is the most dangerous advice a friend can give you, because later becomes 6 months of discomfort and silently resenting your dresser. People say this so they don't have to sit in the awkward moment of telling you that something just doesn't work. You guys, it is totally fine if something doesn't work. It's happened to me. It's happened to most people who design their spaces. Like, this is a very common experience, and you should not feel ashamed for having a space that doesn't feel perfect. Like, that is just not something that's realistic. But what I can tell you is that if there's something wrong in the room, you can feel it almost immediately, because design problems do not age like wine, they age like milk. If something feels off now, I can guarantee you that it will feel worse later. You know, let's spend that time and energy figuring out why it feels off right now, instead of just letting you hate your space in slow motion. So this next one sounds so innocent, but it's secretly the most misleading advice of all. And that is, if your friend tells you that you just need to make your space cozy. Last time I checked, every single person has a different definition of cozy. And cozy is not a design direction. It's not. Because it can mean fuzzy, dim, cluttered, layered, warm, messy, intentional, chaotic, intimate, or literally straight up depressing. When someone says just make it cozy, they are literally just telling you nothing. Because cozy in your mind is probably not the same thing as cozy in your space. Tell me what cozy feels like to you. Cozy is a feeling. It is not a Pinterest board. So it is going to look different for every single person. So here's the thing. Nice people are going to give you nice design advice. But nice design advice is not actually going to help you create a home that feels like you. You need somebody who's going to tell it to you straight and be blunt and honest with you. If you're watching this video, you don't want somebody who's just going to be polite for the sake of being polite. You want clarity, you want honesty, you want somebody to tell you, hey, this isn't working, but here's why, and here's how we can fix it. So consider this your little permission slip to stop taking beige advice from people who love you too much to be honest honest. Start building a home that actually supports your life. I'm not trying to be malicious or knock anyone down a peg. All I'm trying to do is provide the advice for you guys, and you can choose to either take it or leave it. Because at the end of the day, I know I hated on this phrase before, if you love your space personally, that is all that matters. If you're really struggling with your space, you can always hire me as your interior decorator. I would absolutely love to help you no matter how big or small your space is. There's a ton of really great information about it on my website, so feel free to check that out. You can find me on all social media at cooper.osinski. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in a couple days.